Thank you, Genesis Gold Group, for sponsoring this video. Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. I hope you had a great day yesterday on Black Friday and an even better day on Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining in. And let me start off by saying that if you think that the fall of FTX was a big fail, and for those of you who don't know what FTX is, it's a company that went bankrupt. It was a crypto exchange company that went bankrupt because essentially it was a big Ponzi scheme. And of course, as it always happens, whenever these big company CEOs are colluding with certain politicians, they get off scot-free. And that's what I personally think is going to happen in this case. But that's not what this video is about, so I digress. So ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, this, in my opinion, is breaking news and you need to know. For Thanksgiving, Biden stuffs America's 401ks with ESG. So for those of you that have 401ks and a retirement account or something like that, the administration is now going to allow companies to trade your 401ks into ESG. And what is ESG? For those of you that may be wondering, if you've been watching me for a while, you'll know what it is already. But for those of you that don't know, ESG stands for Environmental Social Governance. And it is a branch off of the UN's SDG policy, which is Sustainable Development Group, pretty much allowing a non-elected entity to control and govern what people can and can't do business with. So that means that it's going to be harder for them to get loans, to be able to do business. It's going to be harder for them to be able to do business with other companies that have a higher ESG rating, because they don't want to let it affect their ESG scores by doing business with someone with a lesser ESG score. And in the end, in my opinion, ESG is going to be the model that will be used in order for us to have a social credit system and a carbon tax credit on your wallet that you're going to hold on your phone as a CBDC when it's finally issued by the government. Pretty much you will be controlled as to everything that you can buy, sell, when, and where. So that's why this is so important, that now the government is allowing companies to use your hard-earned dollars, your retirement dollars, to invest in ESG. Before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, let me say thank you very much to the sponsor of this video, Genesis Gold Group. Ladies and gentlemen, I've received several emails in the past asking me what I would do if I had a 401k or an IRA that I wanted to protect against the inflationary forces that we've experienced and are experiencing now. I'm not a financial advisor, but the folks at Genesis Gold Group specialize in helping those who want to diversify their excess wealth by converting their fiat currency retirement plans into a plan that is backed by real money. So if you're in a position where you are wondering what you can do in order to diversify or insulate your wealth against what I like to call the inferno of inflation, give Genesis Gold Group a call and they can provide you with the information that you need in order to make an educated decision. Once again, thank you very much, Genesis Gold Group, for sponsoring this video. This is not a very long article, so I really want to read it to you because it's very important what this entails. It says that on Tuesday, the Department of Labor finalized a rule that provides regulatory cover for retirement plan sponsors who want to emphasize environment, social, and governance, ESG factors in plan management. What I don't understand about this very much is that when a business is providing a business, it should be providing a business, not an ideology, right? And that's what this ESG is. It's an ideology that is being put forth by the United Nations via SDG. Since 1974, the Employee Retirement Income Security Act has rightly required that plan sponsors act solely in the interest of employees and beneficiaries. Again, it's not supposed to be some ideological stuff. They're supposed to act on the interest of the employee or beneficiary when selecting and monitoring investments and casting shareholder votes. The Trump administration reinforced that principle by prohibiting retirement plans from considering investment attributes that are not material to risk or performance. Trump's DOL explicitly prohibited funds with ESG principles from being used as the default investment for plan participation. For For all of you that have lost a whole bunch of money in 401ks and IRAs, why do you think that is? And how much more are you willing to lose if your actual 401k or IRA is vested into ESG companies? Because listen to this. With Biden's Thanksgiving week move, that's all out the window, setting up tens of millions of Americans to have their retirement potentially clipped as woke corporations corral their money into ESG-tainted investments. Now, what this is saying is that corporations are now, or hedge funds or whatever kind of an institution takes care of 401ks, you know, that they invested in stuff, because really your 401k only allows you a few different types of investments that you can pick from. Well, when these hedge funds or corporations, financial corporations that do this, that invest for you what you have in your 401k or IRA, now they're going to start investing it into companies that are ESG compliant instead of investing it into companies that make money. So what's the goal of you having a 401k? It's to make money for your retirement, not to have it invested into a corporation or a company that is woke, let's say, for a lack of better words, meaning that they're more interested in following an agenda than interested in making money for you. And listen to this, ladies and gentlemen, this is just common sense. The administration knows it's doing something that a broad swath of society would find objectionable. In choosing Tuesday of Thanksgiving week to post the rule, the White House was clearly aiming to minimize reporting and public awareness. And if you have a 401k, you need to know this. It is your time and your labor that is wrapped up in that 401k. And it's like I've told you in the past, ladies and gentlemen, the goal is to make everyone poor and only leave a very few on top of the hill watching down on the serfs. In Orwellian fashion, Secretary of Labor Marty Walsh issued a statement declaring that removing the prior administration's restrictions on planned fiduciaries will help America's workers and their families, and they save for a secure retirement. How many times have we heard that before? However, by its very nature, ESG reduces diversification, which is right because it's only able to select from those few companies that are in on this. And I'm telling you right now that I would say that most companies are not. Most companies probably hate this ESG thing because it is so restrictive and, in their words, Orwellian. An ESG managed 401k plan, for example, would have likely prevented employees from benefiting from the 79% year-to-date gain in ExxonMobil. All right, so bear me these oil companies are greedy and stuff. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they're making money just like you want to make money off of your 401k. Would you rather be vested in something that's going to provide you for your future, or in something that maybe in some way makes you feel good and you end up poor, you know, living on cat food when you're in your elderly age? As if that weren't bad enough, the Biden ESG rule is also a handout to asset managers. Oh, really? Act surprised, ladies and gentlemen. With the expense borne by employees who are trying to save for a comfortable future. ESG funds typically charge fees 40% higher than traditional funds. Oops, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I put that in there by mistake. This is not what this video is about. Let's carry on here. This is just one more scheme by which society is being force-marched into the depth of a broad progressive agenda. While the pursuit of green energy is often used as an example of ESG principles, don't forget they also include pushing the diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and mandatory anti-R training sessions that stoke division rather than promote harmony. Well, I would say that they do, ladies and gentlemen. Now remember, I don't get political in this. I'm just reading the article as it is written. But I have a very big problem with children being taught to hate other children because of the color of their skin. And that's part of ESG. And if you don't think it is, you better do some research. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll finish it off with this because this is about freedom. It's one thing for ESG to be voluntary, right? It's one thing for you as a 401k holder saying, yes, I want to go ahead and invest in this ESG. But it's another thing when it's pushed on you, as it states down here. It's another thing altogether to let plan sponsors ultimately impose ESG across the full spectrum of asset classes. And this, in the end, will make you poorer, will make them richer, but more importantly, will take away more of your freedoms. And to finish off this video, ladies and gentlemen, just a little food for thought. The mask is off. This gentleman here that you see on the screen, who is the founder, I believe, of, let's call it WEF, all right? Who is the founder of WEF, declares that China is a role model as to how they control their people. Now imagine that. This is one of the people that's behind everything that's going on as far as ESG, as far as all of these corrupt governments all over the world, right? I won't get into that. But this person here who's pushing for ESG, who's pushing for CBDCs, all right, who's pushing for a social credit score, this is the person that thinks that China's model is a model that we should go by. So think about that. Do a little bit of your own research today. I hope that you have a great weekend. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for all of your support. I truly do appreciate every one of you. We will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m., all right, Alaska time, 1 p.m. Eastern time for our Sunday live stream, right? Other than that, have a great day. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. I'm Alaska Prepper. I am out.